Good afternoon. My name is Angelica Laverne, and I am representing Frank Malone in the United States of America versus Frankie Malone. Folks of the jury, this case is about a young teenager trying to work his way to getting his family back together. My client, Frankie Malone, was barely 18 before his parents began encountering issues both financially and within their marriage. These issues eventually led him to become overwhelmed with emotion, and he surely didn't feel like he could talk to his parents about it, so he ran away. Frankie's adventure began when he allegedly impersonated a pilot to cash fake checks. Now, common sense will tell you that a teenager is not sophisticated enough to both forge and cash these checks, specifically payroll checks. The process of making them is just too complex. You will also see that among the evidence, there isn't any video surveillance of him actually cashing these checks. In addition to that, the seat that he used to sit at during his flights was the jump seat, which was a seat that wasn't available for the public to buy. The uniform that he wore for his flights, you can purchase that on any given day. I suspect any state witnesses that claim to know Frankie will tell you that he was an easy mark for identity theft, that he showed his pilot badge proudly to anyone who paid attention and didn't give it a second thought. His coworkers will even tell you that no one took him seriously as a pilot, which is something that you would expect from someone who has prior knowledge to the job. And it's the same feedback that you'll hear from his time at the hospital and then again during his time as a lawyer. Actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Can I keep going? Okay.
Yeah, you can keep going and we can just edit that part out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay, so he was never actually seen interacting with his patients or practicing any form of medicine on anyone. And then a digital forensic examiner was sent to the hospital to investigate whether or not Frankie's signature was in any of the documents, which will prove that he would have authorized something without having a license. But you'll hear from him that there were no actual documents or any digital footprint from that matter using his or any of the aliases that Frankie had. Among the witnesses today as well is Madison Lawrence, which is a young and naive nurse who worked at the hospital during his time there. They developed a relationship pretty quickly, but it was different this time. They truly cared about each other to the point where he proposed. Madison's father was a partner for a wealthy law firm, and because of his relationship with his daughter, Frankie was exposed to the world of law, where he felt encouraged to take the bar exam. He studied for months for it and managed to pass it just fine. The attorney exam proctor will tell you that he was a friendly guy, that he was remembered because of his young face full of freckles, in addition to his impressionable character, of course. Passing the bar exam meant that he was legally allowed to practice law, however sloppy he may be. If it would have gotten serious, then we would have heard from a dissatisfied client, don't you think? Once again, common sense will tell you that the records, and if the records or evidence don't demonstrate that he was ever taken seriously, then you won't be firmly convinced about the truth of the matter asserted. Frankie was a developing young teen. His actions reflected that of which he knows, which at that point in time was only to make his parents proud. His father was endorsing his petty actions against his peers, and his mother had asked him to stay quiet about his affair. The divorce seemed to be his tipping point. He firmly believed that he needed to find ways to make himself useful and provide money for the family, using everything that he had learned from mom and dad. All I can ask from you for this case is to keep an open mind and consider all of the evidence presented to you today. And at the end of the case, we will be asking for you to give my client, Frankie, a verdict if not guilty. Thank you.